Are you an original thinker? Let's find out. Welcome to Thank God It's a Story Saturday, a weekly video series where I share stories with you that you can use to make your messages connect. Today's story is from Originals by Adam Grant. The story goes back to the year 2008 when 4 students set out to revolutionize an industry. They were buried in loans themselves and had lost or damaged broken eyeglasses. They were outraged as to how much it costs to replace an eyeglass. One of them had been wearing the same damaged pair for the last 5 years. He refused to change it and used paper clips to hold the frame together. Even though his prescription had changed twice, he refuses to buy new eyeglasses. Why were the eyeglasses so expensive? Because Luxottica, the 800-pound gorilla, had 80% of the market share. To make glasses more affordable, these 4 students thought that if they can find a model to bring the eyeglasses online, just like Zappos had brought shoes online and made it cheaper and accessible and affordable for people, why couldn't they do that with eyeglasses? When they started sharing this idea with people around them, their friends and other people, everybody said to them, what a crazy idea. Who would buy an eyeglass without trying off a website? If this idea was good, it would have already been done. There are no legs to the idea. They heard everybody, and they still decided to go ahead with the plan. They decided that the eyeglass that was sold for $500, they will online sell it for $95. And on top of that, every time there was a purchase made, a free eyeglass will be donated to someone in a developing country. None of them had any experience in e-commerce, let alone any fashion or retail industry. So they set out to first create a website. A functioning website was important because that was the only way for people to come to know about the product. Somehow they scrambled and put together a website which they launched 4 a.m. a day before the official launch of the business in the year 2010. They called the company, if you haven't guessed it already, Warby Parker. Now, this company became so successful. When GQ called it the Netflix of eyeglasses, they sold more eyeglasses than they had kept a target for the whole year. They managed to get their whole target in less than a month. So their expectation was to sell 1 or 2 glasses per month, but they had to put 25,000 customers on waiting list. It took them 9 months to really create the inventory in stock again. And in 2015, when Fast Company released the list of the most innovative companies in the world, Warby Parker didn't just make it to the list. They were number 1. To give you an idea, the companies that had been number 1 before on this list were companies like Nike, Google, and Apple. All companies with staff strength more than 50,000. But Warby Parker made it number 1 on the list with only 500 people working for that company. But the most interesting thing about this story is this, that the author of this book, Adam Grant, in the year 2009, was given an offer to be an investor in this company, and he declined it. He calls it the worst financial decision of his life. And he set out to find out as to why. And that's when he really dug into the whole concept of who are original thinkers. In the book, he defines originals means a thing of singular or unique character, a person who is different from other people in an appealing or interesting way, a person of fresh initiative or inventive capacity. Originals are people who travel the path less traveled. Now, I am not telling you this story so that you can go and create another Warby Parker type of a company. Well, if you can, well done. Go ahead. All my luck and wishes to you. But even in your day-to-day life, at work and at home, you have choices to be an original thinker. Take something as simple and frequent as a presentation. Most of us want to just default and conform to the standard way of doing it. Storytelling requires courage, and that is where you have to find original stories. You have to find stories that can support your different thinking. Therefore, most people will shy away from it. because it is not what normally is seen in a boardroom. Therefore, original thinking definitely sets you apart, but it also requires courage to go against the norms that have been created. Stay storied. I'll see you here next Saturday with another story inside.